Why did the spoon come to the party dressed as a knife? The invitation said to look sharp.
I've always licked my knife when I've finished. And yet I always get the same, shocked look from the other surgeons.
I used to cut cheese with a knife. But now I found something that is even greater.
I started carrying a knife after an attempted mugging, a few years ago. Since then, my mugging attempts have been a lot more successful.
I was expecting my new knife to work well with meats. But it's just not cutting it.
I bought a knife that can cut through 4 pieces of bread at once. It's a 4-loaf cleaver.
Had to get a second knife to open my bagel package. My bread knife just wouldn't cut it.
I might not be the sharpest knife in the light socket. But at least my elevator goes all the way to my tool shed.
What do you call it when you attack someone with a butter knife? Assault with a spreadly weapon.
What do a convict serving time and a bread knife locked in a Camry have in common? They're both incarcerated.
I tried eating my Vietnamese noodle soup with a knife and fork. I quickly realized that was a faux pas.
I read a book about fighting with fancy knives. The characters use cutting-edge technology.
What's the difference between a knife and a women's argument? A knife has a point.
Why do you hardly ever see a PC gamer using a knife? Because they prefer to tear a bite.
Should you keep a reliable knife that you broke the tip off of? Probably not. There's no point to it.
Why is a bread knife an average student? It's C-rated.
Why don't Chinese products come with a knife? Corners have already been cut.
While playing a game, there was a render sequence showing somebody being slaughtered with a knife. It was a cutscene.
What do you call a knife enthusiast? An edgelord.
Last night our young son scared us by managing to grab a knife while we prepared dinner. Luckily little Chucky is just a doll, and no one got hurt.
I tried to work at a knife factory, but I just wasn't cut out for the job.
A butter knife makes for a great close-range home defense weapon. It's got good spread.
What did the cake say to the knife? You want a piece of me?
Don't forge knives. Make real ones.
What do you call a salad with a bunch of knives in it? A Caesar salad.
I put several knives in the dishwasher earlier today. He eventually succumbed to his wounds.
Why do mathematicians use knives to eat prime rib? They know it can't be divided.
What do you call a T-Rex who sells knives? A small arms dealer.
Today, I saw 2 blind guys fighting. Should have seen their faces when I said my money's on the one with the knife.
I was almost in a documentary about knives. Sadly, I didn't make the cut.
I'm working on a study that measures the effectiveness of using different kinds of knives to cut pumpkin stems from plants grown in prisons. It's cutting-edge stem cell research.
I like to share my hobbies and interests with my daughter. That's why I was showing her my knives collection. But when she picked up my dagger, I told her to be careful. It's a real double-edged blade.
I have a hard time listening to people explain how to sharpen knives. It's very dull at the beginning.
I can't win arguments against sharp knives. They've always got the best points.
Why do Chinese people not need to eat using knives? Because they use chopsticks.
My skills at sharpening my knives are atrophying. I really need to hone them.
I had to give up my job as a sword swallower. It was too much of a cutthroat industry.
I'm usually pleasant, but someone stole all my cutlery. Now it's no more Mr. Knife Guy.
I was watching a true crime show, and they said multiple stab wounds usually indicate the killer was close to the victim. Typically within an arm's length or less, in fact.
When I see the names of lovers engraved on a tree, I don't find it cute or romantic. I find it weird how many people take knives with them on dates.
During the French Revolution, thousands of people met their end with the blade of the guillotine, including King Louis XVI. He should have quit while he was ahead.
Rule of thumb. When cutting, keep it away from the blade.
I hate to remove my oldest dagger from my knife collection. It just didn't cut it anymore.
What would Mick Jagger be if he was a weapon? He'd be a Mick Dagger.
My son is using a pocket knife to carve a wooden doll. It's a gift for his little sister.
What do you call a woman with a bottle opener in one hand, a knife in the other hand, a pair of scissors under her arm and a corkscrew behind her ear? Swiss Army wife.
I couldn't come up with another knife joke. I'll have to take another stab at it later.
I'm Bob Jeffy.
And I'm Montgomery Jones.
And that's the sharp, cutting-edge dad jokes for National Knife Day. Have a knife day. We're on a mission to spread the laughs and groans far and wide, so please do us a favor and share just one of these jokes with your family and friends. Thanks. Hey listeners, did you know we have a merch store where you can get exclusive Daily Dad Jokes apparel? It's a perfect gift idea for a dad who is everything. It's available on Amazon. Visit our website dailydadjokespodcast.com and click on the merch link or check the show notes for more details.
Do you have your own dad joke you want to share? Join the hundreds of listeners who have submitted their own dad jokes through our voicemail. Please spread the laughs and groans and submit your own dad joke to our voicemail, with the best ones to be included in special fan episodes. Just leave your name, the city and state you live in, and your best dad joke. Call 978-393-1076. I'll repeat that number. It's 978-393-1076, or check the show notes page for the number. We look forward to hearing from you.
The Daily Dad Jokes podcast is produced by Classic Studios. See the show notes page for social media links and joke credits. This show was recorded in front of a Can Studio audience.